I figure I'd start the show off with a Braun Strowman yell very furiously early in the morning. Good morning, everybody. It's JP, the Outlaw, the host of the JP Show and Reaction, plus the voice that makes some noise. And don't forget your favorite color commentator. I'm here to give you my review on this pay-per-view, Payback, for your April 30th, 2017. So they start the kickoff show with Enzo in the club. Good match. Enzo put his stick in the beginning. They tried to take him out like Chinese chicken, low pow, low mang, and all that good jazz. And same shit, big cast. There's only one word to describe you, and all that other good stuff. The club come out, no games. And, when this match started off, I really was going for the club. And I thought it was crazy that the club didn't win. The breakdown of this match was the club towards the end. Before we get to the breakdown, it was a spot in this match which, Enzo, he does his little, I'm trying to crawl to get to the big guy in the corner, and you had Kyle Anderson in the ring, you had Luke Gallows on the outside. So Kyle Anderson, Enzo had just created some space between him and Kyle Anderson. Enzo leaps out to get a tag from Cass after literally ducking, juking the shit out of fucking Enzo. Juking the shit out of Kyle Anderson. Enzo jumps and leaps for Cass and Doc Gallows. I was about to call him Doc Gallows. He ain't been called that since TNA. Gallows, he comes up from under on the side of the ring and pulls the legs of Big Cass, which again stops him from making the tag. And I just thought that was a neat spin on their normal routine. If you watch wrestling, certain people got certain spots. And for an example, if you watched NXT, Andre Cien Almas, he does that thing on the rope. That's his spot. So, how do I feel about the match all in all? First of all, Enzo and Cass wins. I was going for the club just because I would rather use them as a stronger heel team because you don't have the Revival anymore. But I would definitely move Enzo and Cass to SmackDown. Look at what's going on with the Colognes and freaking the Colognes and Fandango. Just 2 weeks removed. The Colognes, Fandango, freaking Jinder Mahal, the Bollywood boys, all within a week, just jump up to superstar. So, or trying to jump up to superstar. The land of opportunity, as they say about SmackDown. But I would rather see them on fucking SmackDown. Then you're going into a in-ring segment with The Miz, Maurice, and Finn Balor. Finn Balor was on the Miz TV, and Finn Balor, for the longest of time, I forgot Finn Balor was Irish. I don't know if he was Irish or his native tongue. I forgot that he was not American. And Finn Balor cuts a great fucking promo. He, Miz talks his normal shit. He gives everybody Finn Balor's rundown of his career and everything and so on and so forth. So, he's like, so what's next for Finn Balor? And he was like, well, I want my title back. And so, the Miz just like, what? He's like, who the fuck the champion is? And he was like, yeah. He was like, you know what? You're just too small, Miz. You're too small, Finn. I'm sorry. You're not big enough to be in a big boy ring. And classic Miz. He throws Maurice in front of him. I don't know why people are surprised that this is the Miz. Me personally, normally he does this, and he has a way of bouncing back and making himself not look weak. He did it this time, and for some fucking odd reason, he looked super soft, and that may have been the way Finn Balor carried himself like he said, he told him he wasn't worth it. That fucking pissed the Miz off. I'm not worth it. The best thing they got on there. Period. So he hits him with the Finn Balor drop kick to the end of the missile drop kick that catapults a motherfucker into like the turnbuckle. He hits the Miz with that, making sure Maurice wasn't in the way. And by the way, he asked the fans if Maurice and the Miz could join the Balor Club. And the fans said Maurice could get in. I'm pretty sure. He didn't acknowledge it, but Miz told her to do that spin around. There you go. The U.S. title picture, which I thought was going to be something completely different. Jericho wins and KO loses, which means Jericho moves to SmackDown. So what the fuck? Now, I thought this, when I finally sat down and I looked back and I thought about it, I thought this was pretty entertaining. Because the WWE, already threw it out there. Fozzy got teasers coming up. Jericho won't be on Raw after this date after Backlash. And so what made so much sense, of course, they booked that stipulation in there and they amped it up to the max as far as, all right, if you win, you move to SmackDown. Like, it just is what it is because they took the Intercontinental title back. Fair enough. Jericho on SmackDown just gave SmackDown Live the best roster in the fucking world. You have John Cena, Randy Orton, Y2J, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, AJ fucking Styles, Baron Corbin, Baron Corbin, and Dolph Ziggler. And not to mention if Undertaker's retired or not. They say he's retired. They say that all the time. But that's a pretty good mid-card to heavyweight title roster right there. And you can't tell me that SmackDown is not going to be putting on marquee shows way more than you'll have with Raw. It's just, you can already see that they're going to have better shows. Payback was okay. Payback was okay. Backlash is going to be better. All night they was throwing Shinsuke Nakamura little cool ass artistry with Shinsuke being the artist. So it's like he's doing this damn, the L and Backlash. He's whipping it and shit like that. Like, whatever. But that was a promo during the whole course of this pay-per-view. But yeah, man, I think that's going to be good for everybody involved on SmackDown. With Jericho, that's another great big name. John Cena on vacation. You still got Orton there. And, they can still build stars, man. Especially with Jericho. Kevin Owens, his wave is just crashing, man. He had a hell of a last year. U.S. champion. He was the U.S. champion. He held the Universal Championship for 6 to 7 months. It's time, we put the gold on you multiple times, Kevin. It's going to be all right. It's time. And I like Kevin as a challenger, doing whatever it takes to win. When he first popped on the scene with John Cena, he fucked John Cena up. So that's how I would rather see him booked. You jump into cruiserweight action with the cruiserweight title on the line. This was a great fucking match. Double A is just, he's good in the ring. He's one of those rare talents that you get. That not only does he entertain you, but he's doing a little bit more. And then Neville, I think Neville's one of the best new heels that they have right now. Yeah, he really is. I think Neville, what he brings to the table as far as in-ring talent, same with Austin Aries. I just think what the problem is with the cruiserweights, it just doesn't make sense. You got 205 Live, and that's where this rivalry is really being presented at versus Raw. So nobody's really watching fucking 205 Live. So when you get to, a cruiserweight match or whatever, or the only build that you have to go off is 5-minute matches on Raw. Like, that's it. So, I mean, again, you got 205 Live, but it's on the network. Everybody does not have the network. So, with that being said, if you don't have the network, you're pretty much missing out on this rivalry, which is a great rivalry. Just to go over the end, Neville hit this spot with the ref in classic old school. All right, classic old school WWE stuff. Yeah, I know I'm about to lose. Freaking Austin Aries put Neville in last chancery, and he's about to lose, but Neville's pulling towards the goddamn rope ring. He grabs the ref and throws the ref on top of him and Austin Aries, and the ref calls for a disqualification. Austin Aries wins the match, but Neville keeps his title. That's perfect booking. Austin Aries didn't lose the match, but Neville didn't lose his title. That's fucking great. I like that. Everybody come off strong, based off no DQ disqualification. That's pretty fucking good. I thought that was a cool aspect. I'm glad that they brought something like that back. And yeah. Which brings me to my next match, the Raw Tag Team Championships. Cesaro and Sheamus versus the Hardys, and they cut a hell of a promo, the Hardy Boys, in the beginning of this. I didn't in the kickoff show. I didn't put it in my kickoff show notes, but they were in the back with R-Truth, and you can see Matt Hardy just dying to be broken. You can see it. He's using words like delightful, and I would like to challenge these two guys. I think they'll be a great opponent. Delete chance is still going out crazy. Sheamus and Cesaro, as far as I'm concerned, on the same page as heels is better than them on the same page as babyfaces. Do I think they need the heel change? Yes, because without American Alpha, what real dominant heel tag team do you have? And now my pitched idea was, okay, start building the club up. Because you can have them beat Enzo and Cass because y'all don't believe in wins and losses. Build up the club, and then have the club take out Cesaro and Sheamus. They go up against the Hardy Boys. They get broken and get fucked up. Now, my new idea is, okay, if you've seen this match, if you've seen the brutality of this match, you got Jeff Hardy missing a tooth. You got Matt bleeding all over the fucking place. And you got Sheamus and Cesaro walking around like, yeah, this is what we do. It's our time. They're young. They're hungry. This quote-unquote nostalgia act is not going to last long, says Sheamus in the promo that he cut earlier that day on the kickoff show. Now, WWE is known for this. They know that they don't got long on this comeback. They see what happened with the Hardy Boys. I mean, not the Hardy Boys, the Dudley Boys. So they're fighting to get that broken gimmick in there. I suggest, let Sheamus and them break the Hardys. Let them just match after match. They're winning matches, the Hardy Boys. But Sheamus and them is literally every time taking a piece, a chink out of the armor of the Hardy Boys. And then one day on Raw, they just come out broken. They just come out broken right before a pay-per-view. You can do it on a go-home show. Trust me, if Matt Hardy was involved in the house of what the fucks, that would have been a better segment than Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.